Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? If you're new here, I am Chase Corrington, and this is the Chase Corrington YouTube channel, where we seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment. Today, we're going to talk about karma. Karma is a really big subject for its connection to reincarnation, which is another very big topic. It's very interesting. Very many different views on both karma and reincarnation. But also karma is a big subject or topic because of its relation to conscious evolution, or our spirit or soul evolution, or the progression of our spirit or our soul. And so karma. What do you know about karma? A lot? A little? Nothing? If you do know something of karma, then how do you feel about it? Is it something that you think is ridiculous? Totally ridiculous? Or do you think it's an extremely important governing law of the universe? Is it something like consciousness, where it's fundamental and behind all things? Or a base for all the happenings or events that we experience in our lives, ladies and gentlemen? Well, there's probably as many ideas about karma as there are, thoughts, studies, books, philosophies, talks, presentations, workshops, videos, etc. You get the idea. There's probably as many of these things about karma as there are about any other spiritual, esoteric, or religious study. And let's stop right there and say, what does esoteric mean, real quick, for those of you that don't know? And it was great for me to look up the definition. It's an adjective. Definition of esoteric is intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest. Isn't that an incredible definition? It's almost like the definition of the word doesn't explain what the word itself means, but intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge or interest, which I think is a perfect statement about karma itself. It is only likely to be understood by the few of us who have the passion or interest to seek, to discover, and gain knowledge. But even among those who seek, there are still those who would say karma is BS, or karma is everything. There's extreme opposites. And so I think it is up to each and every one of us to make this decision for ourselves. But there are a few of you who might be saying, what actually is karma? Well, according to the top of a Google dictionary search, which is where we got our esoteric definition from, just trying to stay consistent here. Karma is a noun. Definition: in Hinduism and Buddhism, the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences. So the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences, ladies and gentlemen. The informal, destiny or fate, following as an effect from a cause. If the video cuts off and I don't do a formal ending, that's because my phone runs out of memory and I can only get as much into this recording as I have time for, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for all of those who are here and watching at this time. I recently read a book called Karma Rules, A Guide to Inner Peace, written by Arthur Ball. It was an incredible book. It had a lot of very resonant statements in it, resonated for me at least, and so I thought I'd share a little bit about karma as much as I can get into this recording for you, ladies and gentlemen. So, and this statement's not exactly about karma. I'm just going to read a few of the highlighted statements or quotes, whatever you'd like to call them, so we can share for the purpose of hopefully teaching and a little bit of commentary. So this statement, not so much about karma itself, but I think this is a great statement for all of us who are researching and seeking to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment, or we're trying to gain a deeper knowledge and understanding of deeper subjects around spirituality, esoteric, and I don't like the word religion, so let's just stick with spirituality and esoteric study. But right here, I now know nothing. I will accept everything I read without judgment, but will not make it a belief. I will make it an understanding until some new information is presented that either makes more sense or is validated through repetition. I thought that was an excellent statement, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can get... Here we go. My growth and pursuit of knowledge was going to be limited if I did not let a new idea have a chance. Being non-judgmental was the only way to grow. And being non-judgmental of everything in our lives is a Zen philosophy. This is a philosophy that goes throughout many cultures that relate to spirituality and growth in our spirituality. It's being non-judgmental. So don't judge the information you get, but rather be open. Don't judge the experiences you have in the world, but rather flow with them. No matter whether it's good or bad, because good or bad are totally connected to our desire as human beings. Things are good if they're desirable, they're bad if they're non-desirable. So being non-judgmental on ourselves, the events, and other people in the world, and the information we try to grasp. So right here, karma has no teeth, or karma doesn't really grab hold and have validity or truth without reincarnation being a fact. And I'm really interested in reincarnation. Life is not a one-time experience. Now you could say it is this commentary now jumping in here, you could say it is a one-time experience by the fact that even if we're reincarnated, every life we live is a unique one-time experience to the time that we live in, or the meat suit or body that we inhabit during the time. So karma, life is not a one-time experience, but if you look at it the way I just explained, it could be said to be a one-time experience. Now, this is what's written here. I'll just read it. Life is not a one-time experience. We have lived many lives. The fact that we have lived many lives is what truly makes each one of us different. Each one of us human beings different. It is the main thing that influences our experience of life. The number of lives we have lived is called our soul age. And soul age, to me, is a very interesting topic related to karma and reincarnation. Soul age is, I've heard it explained as the more lives we live and the more we develop our subconscious reactions to life, or our consciousness, or develop our soul, that's how we grow our soul age. So those who have lived hundreds and hundreds of lives, just a guesstimation, have a much higher soul age than those who, for instance, may be on their first life and have many, many, many experiences to learn. Now, all of a sudden, this is another quote here, all of a sudden, there are no victims. There are no accidents. There is no good luck or bad luck. It is all perfect just as things happen. And as life is at any given moment, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that beautiful? Getting out of the victim mentality. Because we can now, with this knowledge of karma, we can now respond to life rather than react to life. And that is so important. Responding to events rather than reacting to them. Thinking and responding rather than programmed reactions to events. Controlling our thoughts, controlling our intentions, controlling our reality responding to life rather than reacting to life. Amazing. Understanding this law will assist us in letting go of the poor me mentality, or the feeling that life is treating us unfairly or picking on us. It goes back to the victim state that we all live in. And so, karma teaches us, another quote here, karma teaches us through direct experience. Karma is not about retribution. It is about directly experiencing the other side of an act. So if you meet someone who has a prejudice against another race of people, you can probably bet you're dealing with a younger soul. Prejudice of any type is ignorance in action. That's a quote there. Good stuff in this book, really. I suggest reading it. The easiest way to relate to this new way of karma thinking is to realize that we are not the body. We are spiritual beings, ladies and gentlemen. I did a video about this before. I probably wasn't able to put my thoughts down as well as I'd like to, but that's the fun thing about doing videos, is trying to articulate and getting better at articulating your thoughts. Now, back to the quote here. To realize that we are not the body, we are only in it. We are dual consciousness beings with a lower consciousness and a higher consciousness. We are spiritual energy beings in a spiritual energy world. Our karma, and thus our lives, have a flow. Our karma is leading us from one experience to the next. Through the events that occur, try not to resist the flow. I love this word flow, because flowing with life, consciously co-creating with Source in the universe, is the way that we flow in this life, ladies and gentlemen. Try to understand that the events we are experiencing are happening so we can gain from them. No matter how bad, the stuff that we experience in our lives is so we can gain and learn and grow and develop our consciousness and our soul and the consciousness of everything. I like the thought that God is experiencing His own continuing creation through, and I don't like the word His. God is experiencing its, or all, of creation through our individual consciousness, which is connected on a universal consciousness level. Back to the quote here. Trying to understand that the events we are experiencing are happening so we can gain from them. Our moral value system will expand and we will grow consciously from each experience, ladies and gentlemen. I'll throw one last quote in here. This type of reversing roles is the way that karma teaches us to be better humans. To live, my added commentary here, to live as better human beings. There is no better experience than being on the opposite side of the acts we perpetuate. This gives us new perspective on what the best behavior is as a human being. I'll stop there. I think we'll come back and do another video on more karma quotes in the future. But ladies and gentlemen, please leave your comments down below and let me know what you think about karma and how you feel about developing as a soul or as a spirit or as a piece of consciousness, developing ourselves in this life that we live in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you get value from the content that I provide, consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. Let your voice be heard. And ladies and gentlemen, seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment. Seek to discover the hidden knowledge, the hidden wisdom that there is in this world. And in the meantime, we'll be back in the future with more interesting topics to throw your way.